Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Canadian Men's 9-Ball Championship Day 3 here at Leather Pocket Billiards. Got myself, Ben Francis, here on the mic, and with me is the legendary voice of Jim Weich.
Yeah, you know, your playing days are over when you're better known for commentary than when you used to play, Ben. But thanks. It's great to be here. Finals day, down to the last 16, and this is when it gets exciting. We separate the men from the boys here.
Talk about two legends as well. We got a super matchup to start the day. Brady Golan taking on Stan Taranjo. You probably know these two players.
Yeah, I sure do. And they've locked horns a lot in the past. Brady and I were talking about that over coffee this morning. Brady's been staying with me, and he calls it the White Airbnb out here. So anytime he comes to Calgary for a tournament, he's got the code to get into my place. So, yeah, Brady and I've known Brady for a long, long time. Very good friend of mine, was my doubles partner in snooker. So we've spent a lot of time together. But he knows Stan's game probably as well as anybody here, and vice versa. And Brady's probably pretty happy they're playing 9-ball and not 8-ball.
Yeah, very much so, yeah. Brady, he's good at 8-ball, but definitely gives Stan the edge there. We had an event, I think 2 years ago, when we streamed this table here, and Brady in the semifinal, he ran 5 racks in a row playing 8-ball. It was a winner breaks tournament. Then he finally broke dry. It's only a race to 7. And he froze his opponent up behind everything. He had nothing. Guy tried to play a little safety. It didn't work out. Brady ran that, broken ran the next
Well,
one.
Brady's got quite an all-around game, and a lot of people tuning in may not know, but Brady is one of only 3 players ever that have won the Canadian 9-Ball Championship and the Canadian Snooker Championship. And Ben, I'll be so impressed.
Who are the other 2?
Well, if you one should jump out at you.
I have to rack my brain for this. Is it Bernie? No.
Alex Pagalian.
Alex, okay, yeah.
So that
should have been an obvious one.
That was the obvious one. The next
I was trying to think of the
next one. You got to go back a little bit. But he's from Toronto, if that helps you.
No, that wouldn't help me.
You may not have seen this guy play, but he's also a very good friend of Brady's, Chris Wood.
Okay, Chris, yeah. That would have been not on my radar of
no,
names.
That might have been,
that's pretty good.
You might not have been picking up a cue quite a back.
That was good trivia.
Quite a back then, but yeah. So Brady's one of 3 players only.
Looks like just chalking up the cues here. Here's a list of players. We had 64 players started the event on Friday evening. We played through 1 round. And yesterday we played down to 16 players coming back for single elimination today. We're going to play the first 2 rounds here, race to 9, and then the semifinal race to 10, and the final race to 11.
Yeah, star-studded field. I think there were about 14-plus players that were all 700 and over Fargo rank and Fargo rating, and I mean, that speaks volumes. And in fairness, Ben, and I mentioned you before we came in here, you're the only noticeable absentee from this last 16 makeup.
Well, and Baptiste. Baptiste had a rough go of it too, Johnny Baptiste. I was just looking at these names. He actually drew Jason Klatt. We streamed it yesterday on the B-side. Tough match to get through, you know.
Yeah. And Jason was summarily bumped to the left-hand side of the draw. His first match, I think it was Blair Major that knocked him to
Blair, yeah. We had another player. He saw him on the right side here. Randy Baggett lost to Leo Sanchez in his first match, and Randy made it through 4 rounds on the 1-loss side to qualify for the single elimination today as well.
So here we go. Race to 9. Stan Taranjo getting things started.
I thought Brady won the leg.
Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, he looked like he was very serious with that practice break.
Judging by the other players pacing around 2, I think they're still having a problem with the scoreboards out there.
Yeah, nobody started. You're right.
So I think we're just stalled here for a moment, which is okay. Worst case, we have some flip cards they can use, and that'll get the job done for now.
That's what we grab those flip cards out of the office in Toronto when guys match up and they're gambling. They come and get that scoring system. It's archaic, but you know what? Everyone can see it.
Gets the job done, right? Quick shout out to the sponsors while we're waiting. Lackno Billiards Pro Shop did a fantastic job with these tables. Had them all done in 3 days, 18 diamond tables, brand new Simonis 860 HR. But he's also a diamond dealer. He brought in the 2 other 9-foots that we had installed a few months back. Did a super job with that too. So if you're looking at a table or parts for your diamond table, he's the guy. Heard he's pretty good with a Q lathe too. Seems like a jack of all trades kind of guy. We had local here, a regular, tells me he sees me more than he sees his wife. Alan Wang with Bubble Mania, chipping in with the added money on the event. Go check him out. He's on 16th Avenue, just west of Deerfoot Trail. You ever been there, Jim?
I haven't, but I can tell you that my kids love bubble tea, and I'm assuming that Bubble Mania is different types of bubble tea. Yeah,
for bubble tea, yeah. But they got good chicken wings, good dessert, stuff like that too.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. One of the title sponsors, Performance Auto Calgary. Go check them out online. They got their social media pages. Give them a like, give them a follow, give them a thanks for helping out with the event. It's my guy here, Peggy Lion, with the chalk. He sent us a whole bunch of stuff, so we used the value of the stuff to add to the money for the event. And so we'll have some Peggy Lion stuff for sale over the next little while here at LP if you're looking for chalk shirts, stuff like that.
Quality gear. And, I know Greg and Alex have been very aggressively marketing and getting the Peggy Lion name out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anybody more marketable in Q Sports, certainly in Canada and maybe globally than Alex, I don't know them.
Globally, I think now he's been chasing this Chinese 8-ball to hay ball and doing quite well. So he might get a big sponsor out there, and we might not see too much of him.
Yeah, follow the cash.
Mm-hmm. And Nick's Q Innovation, of course, we got him in the house here with the lathe here. He's been doing some tip repairs, and he's got gloves and stuff for sale here too in-house, but give him a call or shoot him a text there. You don't have to be local. You can send him your cue, and he'll repair it or put a new wrap on it, whatever you like, and ship it back to you. It looks like they're getting closer on the scoreboard. Grant got thrown under the bus here early in the morning as soon as he walked in the door.
Yeah, he's between you and him, the amount of hours you guys are putting in to try and keep this event on the track. It's a tall order, Ben. You need so many people to help.
It takes a village, yeah.
Yeah, you guys have really been shouldering the majority, and with you trying to play in the event as well.
I don't much use it as an excuse. The lack of sleep can really get to me, but as far as the distractions, I found I play better like that. If there's a lot of chaos, I don't really get enough time to stop and think about the pressure.
Well, you're in the minority because being able to do what you guys do here and try and play in the event, that's a tall order. The preparation that a lot of these guys, the early breakfast before their matches, getting rest between matches, and
we don't always get it.
You like to get it, but you don't always get it. You're right.
Yeah, the dinner times aren't always scheduled when you're in the booth. You kind of just snack here and there, and we did take a break yesterday, mind you. We got a solid one break.
A solid break.
Well, it looks like they're getting closer because I think I hear some people breaking off. Yeah, we got some names on scoreboard, so we're getting somewhere. The draw is on Digital Pool if you guys want to check it out. But we got John Moore taking on Randy Baggett on the table next to this. Albert Hagiston going to take on Waleed Hashem. The stream match here, Brady and Stan. Stephen Holem taking on Jonathan De La Cruz. Eric Vargas, Mike Abu. Joe Spence taking on Jason Kishinu. Eric Orlovson, Big Red over there, going to play Rick Marshall, Rick Glenn. And the last match is Edwin and Jason Klatt. That's a pretty good match, too. Wow.
Yeah, there's a a match up as well. I mean, Jason's quite happy that this match has taken place now and not about 15 years ago. Edwin was a handful.
Is that ever right? He's still a handful. But definitely not the same Edwin, from even 10 years ago. He's very much a poker player now, Edwin.
Yeah, he was juicing me last night. He kept wanting to buy me something to eat, and I think Nick was behind the queue stall eating chicken wings and kept trying to feed me chicken wings.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way out. I mean, they're so friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a healthy pool scene here, and you must see that too, Ben.
It really
here in Calgary.
is. Yeah, we're super blessed here. Yeah, and it's not like some other places I've been where it's kind of little cliques of people.
Yeah.
We're all really good friends. you
Yeah.
know, and family. I consider lots of these guys like my brothers, So we are following the Facebook and YouTube chat. Yeah, there's a chart there. It's on Digital Pool. It's on Calgary Pool Scene, too, if you're on Facebook. Just catching up on these comments. Web address for the chalk, Pagulayan. Is it .net? I think it's .net. Might be .com.
I think it is .net, actually. But
Yeah, but if you
wouldn't bet my
Google,
life on it. But
if you Google Pagulayan, you'll find it. Yeah, it looks like it says on the bottom of the chalk there, .net. Pagulayan.net. He's got all kinds of cool stuff on there. Shirts and hats and socks. He's got socks.
yeah,
They're comfortable.
Quality gear for sure. Quality product. I mean, Alex wouldn't put his name to anything that wasn't.
That's right. First prize, Darcy. Yeah, as Gary says there, $7K up top for first place. Second place going to get $4,000. Third, fourth, $2,000. Fifth through eighth, $1,000. And 9th through 16th, they're going to get $475. Oh, like you said, it wouldn't be a properly run tournament without some technical difficulties, so
Every day.
right on par. We have 2.5 hours scheduled per match, which has been about the average. We've had some hour-and-a-half matches. We've had some 3-hour matches. And at 2.5 hours, we have the final scheduled for 6:30 tonight. So it won't be.
It won't be. You'll get
bad.
your sleep tonight, Ben.
I may
Maybe.
get. We're not counting the chicken before it hatches. That's for sure. Oh yeah, Alex coming out with the full carbon cues soon too. Yeah, that's right, Maddie. And he thought it would have been Randy and Moore on the streams. Hard to pick a stream match. I didn't pick this one, actually. This was, I think Steph picked this one, but she did good. We like watching these legends.
Yeah, I don't think Brady has seen the stream table yet. So, and Stan may have had a match yesterday on it, but for sure Brady hasn't because I've
Brady
watched
has not.
I've watched a lot of Brady's matches. So,
And John has. We had John on here first match.
yeah.
And that's a lot of how we like to do it. We've never been biased with the stream. Try to get everybody on there. We had a match yesterday that was pretty good, but it was with a local. And Steph just said, well, why don't we put 2 players that aren't from here on there? It's the Canadian Championship,
Yeah.
Yeah. They get to watch that local guy all the time. Let's put 2 out-of-towners on there. So we put Dexter, and it happened to be Randy. And it was a great match.
Good match.
Yeah, really great. Yeah. Okay, I think we're doing something here. Do we have Stan over there? We do? Okay. This looks like the start.
I hope I get it right this time. The race to 9. And Brady at the break.
That one ball just missing the side. That's worrying right away. Gonna have to break good here to beat Stan.
Yeah, a lot of experience at the table here. No question. Stan made a point of coming up to me yesterday and saying, hey, I'm on the same street as you now. turned 70.
Oh,
And
he did, yeah.
He said something to me years ago that I still tell people today. He said, I remember watching you when I was a kid. I said, how old do you think I am, Stan?
Well, we played in the first round on Friday night. So there's another player who lost their first match and battled back because it's the only match I won. But really funny, on Friday afternoon, he came up to me and he said, what time do you play? I'll come watch. He knew that we played each other.
Yeah.
But he was insinuating that he was going to watch. I'd never heard that one before. I'm going to use it again. It was great. He's still crafty at 70 years old.
And then some. He wrote the book.
Inspirational to me, though, Stan is. He's part of the reason I quit drinking and smoking a couple of years ago. And I just looked at Stan one day and thought, I want to play that good when I'm his age still. And if I'm like not treating my body properly, I'm not going to. It's going to fade away, you know. But he still plays so great at 70 years old. And pool's the kind of game you can if you take care of yourself. And he really does. He's like, you know, hiking mountains and eating really healthy.
Yep.
And, you know, walking every day. And
yeah, total lifestyle change for Stan.
mm-hmm.
He's left this a little steep on the 3 here, Brady.
Back and forth. I think use the extra rail here. Yeah, that's... Ooh.
Fought its way into the pocket. Now nicely on line. Doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball here. Let's concentrate on the 4. The 5 right there to the same pocket.
Not total control of the cue ball yet, but you kind of expect that in the first rack. Little early jitters. Didn't want to be jacked up over this 9 ball. Punch it a little. Oh, he stroked that beautifully. Well, I think just a little bit of left spin here. Get it out to middle table. He'd love to have a little angle again, though.
My sister and brother-in-law have become good friends with Brady while he's been in the area, staying and playing in events, and they were going to tune in today and watch. So, Patty and Charlie, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know you're cheering for Brady pretty hard. Looks like he might get off to a good start.
I'm a huge fan of Brady's. I always have been. I grew up watching snooker as well, so of course I watch you guys play, but when I first met him in Spokane and watched him play 9-ball, but not just the way he played, but just the way he would sit in his chair and do absolutely nothing and never shark anyone and just a perfect gentleman all the time.
Plays the game right, Ben.
And I love it, and I became a fan instantly, you know. And then when you talk to him outside, he wants to help you become a better player too. He's like got really nice things to say about everybody, and he's just a good human, you know.
Well, it was a punishing miss from Stan Taranjo. Brady capitalizing to secure the opening rack. Always important to get off the mark. I always say the first and the last. They're the toughest racks to win.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. We'll see if Brady figures out that break. No, Stan pretty much making that 1 ball every time, but I know Brady was struggling with it a little bit. We're always trying to help each other. I mean, he bought my old break cue. When I signed a contract with Predator, they sent me a new cue, so I sold him my old BK Rush. I knew he needed one. He's kind of always been struggling to buy a good cue, and everybody's telling him, you need this BK Rush, the best break cue by far on the market. I gave him a really good deal on it, so it works great. He's just got to get used to it a little bit, you know. But this break is much different. I told him, you're okay to use your shooting cue for this break.
Yeah.
You just really want to spin it a lot.
A lot of guys are cutting the one, playing the one in the side pocket.
Yeah, and try to draw it a lot was the advice we were getting from Mora and Klatt. Alex, when he was here, Alex told me, it's okay, use your shooting cue, just draw it a lot. That was part of the thing. We're not used to that with a break. We're more stunning it. You can see how it's almost like a stunning then drawing, you know? I think it's more draw than even that. And the first time, I think it came high too, just a little bit on the point. That time it went even higher. So a little worrying. It's going to need to break good to beat Stan the Man, I think. Yeah, there's another guy who years ago cleaned himself up a little so he could get some more longevity. It was John Moore, I think, 4 years now. Quit drinking too.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny's a miracle of cue sports. You know, as good a player as he was right-handed, and to change over and start playing left-handed and be one of the top players in the world left-handed now, that's, well, you can't say enough. Remarkable story, young John Moore, and I have no doubt we're going to be seeing him back on the stream table. He's not going to be going home early from Calgary.
I don't think so. Randy Baggett got his hands full there. Yeah. Another big mistake from Stan there. Went real thin on that one, although he's left a long one here for Brady. He's got to, I think, kind of stun follow this. Yeah, that was a tricky little angle. I like to tell people I've been practicing pool like my whole life to get good, and John is better with his other hand, you know. That's exceptional talent. I've heard him talked about in broadcasts of other sports, like during a basketball game, and they go up and they lay up with their other hand, and the broadcaster will talk about how they know this guy who plays pool at a world-class level with his other hand. It's their mind is blown too that he could be that good with both hands.
Well, you know what they say though, Ben, class is permanent.
Oh, very classy guy. He's really shown us the nickname is true. There's no smoother stroke in the room than his, for sure. Looks like he's going to fire at this combination. Oh, he flukes the one in the other corner.
Yeah, but how about the shape to the two?
Yeah, it's a long one, but
it's a long one.
I feel like it's
that was never. I mean, he's obviously happy to still be at the table, but at least he's got no position to the two. So Brady's just hoping when he gets out of his chair, he's going to have a look at the two because he could be buried here.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to tuck him underneath something. Although it's not really that easy, I suppose. Can't get under the 9 easily, I don't think. Yeah, I thought he might go for that because there's two-way possibility here. If he makes it, he can safe the 3, or possibly he can see the 3 better. He doesn't overcut it by a lot.
He's pretty crafty, Stan. He'll always, I mean, he'll look at shots and, you know, that one was played with an element of safety in mind. He knew he was going to have blockers, and he was always going to be near the 3 if he did cut it in.
Yeah. I love watching these guys for that. They always show me something I didn't see before with a little two-way shot, right? The creativity. I think he's going to hit this one pretty hard, try to get it straightened out a bit. Yeah, what a shot. Is he going to get a kiss on the 3 too? Oh, not the correct one, but that's a super shot to pot that ball from there. He had to get it straightened out a lot. Laura wants to know if I recommend breaking with the 11.8 Revo. In this break format, yeah, it's not gonna do any harm. You do need to spin it a lot. That's my advice. I think 2 rails here. Try to get behind the 8. Yeah. Well, Stan up against it early here. Brady looking to keep him hemmed up.
Yeah, you won't see Stan play anything quickly. Everything is pretty well thought out with him. He's got a lot of experience. You don't get any mental mistakes.
No, not like we've seen some other players that kind of get emotional, and they let emotion dictate how they play a bit and get up there and one stroke a ball here and there when they're hooked and just bash at it. I've never seen Stan do that. And all the time he's been playing, he's always very calculated and careful and pretty calm guy.
He hasn't brought his game yet, though. He's got a little work to do. Try and find that gear if he's going to keep up, because Brady's got a chance now here, Ben, to put a little distance between them. And, with a 2-0 lead and breaking in the third. And this 9 should be deposited here pretty quick. And down it goes, and 2-0 confirmed. We're here at the Leather Pocket in Calgary, Alberta, the host venue for the 2025 Canadian 9-Ball Championships. Beautiful Predator lighting, and Ira Lee, a friend of ours from New York, was in with this new scoring system, and I made a point of telling him to get a hold of me when he gets back to New York, because I'm a big fan. Certainly for tournament play, Ben, I think the scoring system that Ira has put up here, and you guys have helped, tweak to suit the event, it's second to none from what I've seen.
I think it's going to be a game changer when it comes to speeding up tournament play too. So for any rooms out there looking to get that new scoring system, get a hold of Ira Lee, Predator Arena Billiard Lights. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm a big fan of his too. I know he's definitely the smartest guy I'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's a genius, and I remember when he came up to Toronto and he was showing me some of the new lights, and years ago when this first came out. And, yeah, he's ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a lot of big plans with this scoring system too. Things you can add on, and over here at Q Sports Live, we're big fans of that because we've been chasing this streaming thing around for a while, and he's got these scoreboards that connect to the stream. Is nice for us, right? Okay, let's see if Brady can figure out that one ball on the left side here. This is the worrying thing for Stan, is if you could stop him from figuring it out before he figures it out.
Well, he found one ball into the left side. Wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
So cue ball in hand. This is Stan's first real opportunity to try and loosen that back arm.
Yeah, and he has a bit of traveling from the 6 to the 7, but it's not bad. There's going to be a real big path there to put the cue ball. We'll see if he can get it done here, get himself on the board. Cameo has a good question. There's no conceding of games, so if a player makes the 9 but scratches, does the opposing player have to spot the 9 ball and shoot it? Technically, yes, Cameo. So if this was like a matchroom event, you were on TV, there was a referee, the referee would spot the 9, give the incoming player ball in hand. They would have to shoot it. In this sort of setting, Cameo, you and I are friends. I wouldn't make you shoot it, and I wouldn't expect you to punish me an extra game for it. That's a big miss again from Stan. Struggling this morning.
Yeah, Stan, you mentioned the word punishing. That's the one thing Stan isn't right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brady had to assume that Stan was going to park him in his chair for a while here, and no, well, that's a bad miss from Brady in reply. Still early days, and I mean, it's a morning match, and pool players are noted for being, they like to sleep in. They're not early risers.
That's right. I'm always looking for moments in a match to really get on the guy, and I think that might have been one for Brady, you know? If he gets on him there, Stan's going to remember that one. I might be able to erase the mistake here. Gideon says, is this the super seniors? It could be. It could be. Edwin's over there too, so.
Yeah, Gideon from Toronto, he's a good friend of the Corner Bank. So nice to see some of the guys from out east tuning in. Gideon, this could be the super seniors. Yeah, Brady's not a super senior yet. He's 60. So Stan's given 10 years away in that regard. But, yeah, Edwin, I don't know how old Edwin is, but he's got to be pushing, if I said mid-60s, maybe even a bit older.
I think he's, I think he's 60, I want to say 67. Okay, Stan to get on the board here.
Yeah, he got 2 bites of the cherry in this third rack, and it was one that he had to have, really. He didn't want to let Brady get his tail up and put some distance between them. So 2-1 and breaking. We'll see if Stan can sort out the mystery of the break, because as yet, it hasn't been kind to who's ever been out there.
And the table's been breaking a little tough, this one. We watched a lot of that yesterday. Was players were not making that one in the side as much as on some other tables. Oh, update on Randy and John. Randy's up 2-0 against Mora right now. We can't write off Randy in that match. Randy's made a big climb from the B side after losing his first match too, so you know he's feeling comfortable out there.
Well, still a race to 9, and you know that in some respects is a bit of a sprint for some of these guys. So a few breaks here, a few breaks there, and if you don't bring your game to the table and you put yourself under pressure, it's made for upsets.
When I played Orlovsson yesterday, I felt like I probably made about 15 mistakes, but in reality it was maybe 4 or 5 key errors, which is not a lot. That happens pretty quick, you know.
Yeah, I actually commentated that match, Ben, and Eric finished very strong.
Did he ever? And I kind of knew I can't let him figure it out too much. When these guys are struggling, you really have to. That's why I thought that was a big moment for Brady there, too. You don't want to let Stan find his stroke, because he will. He won't struggle forever. It just won't happen. So he moved sides, which I thought was smart. Break from the other side. He was probably paying attention to Brady's break, seeing that the one wasn't going in the left side, so he broke from the other side. Seemed to work good.
Yeah, just get the right edge of this, too.
He almost looked like he was trying to spin to the left edge.
Oh, he did.
With the bank shot. Yeah, he had a lot of blockers there. That's a good shot. Well, we got some new camera angles here at Leather Pocket, too. Thanks to Ira as well for getting this stuff all connected just in time. I think Brady will kick this side rail here. See what kind of speed he uses if he tries to stay maybe under the 4-5, or that's a 7 ball there, the 4-7, or no, maybe he kicks the bottom rail between the 4-7. Yeah, that's pretty good because he knows he's going to mostly contain the 2 ball. Worst case, leave this long shot for him, you know. Jason with a good question out there. Thinking or wondering if players should practice at different times of the day to prepare for matches like this. And yeah, absolutely. And I know I personally do. I like to play in the morning because I think nobody's good in the morning. So if I could just get really good in the morning, then I'm going to win a lot of morning matches, right? But I try to, before an event like this, I'll try to put in a few sessions late at night too, because I don't play often at night anymore. But if all you ever do is play at midnight, then when you have to play at 11 a.m., it is going to be tough. It's much different. Your body feels a lot different.
And just to further elaborate on Jason's question, also if you're traveling and playing pool, you're playing in different time zones. So you've got to be ready. I can tell you that when I played professional snooker, Steve Davis used to start when we'd play events in the Middle East. There was about a 5-6 hour time change. And Davis would start going to bed earlier and start prepping his body a week before we were getting on the plane.
Very smart.
Yeah.
I know a lot of these guys, they try to go early, the World 9 Ball coming up in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be tough for a lot of them. I know I was watching some recently, and they were mentioning Sky Woodward. He made a pretty early exit last year. And they said he was there like 4 or 5 days early, but still just couldn't really shake it off. The jet lag's pretty bad, and the time change. Yeah.
That's a bad miss from Brady.
Wow, this is not what we're used to seeing from these guys. There's a few early mistakes.
Yeah, he hasn't left anything easy for Stan, but again, Stan quite happy to be at the table.
Yeah, he'll be thrilled to be shooting here. He was probably thinking it was 3-1 inevitable. Oh, he hit that one so smooth. That was a beautiful stroke from Mr. Taranjo there. Surprised we didn't see his brother at this event. He comes out here and plays a lot. He just lives a couple hours north of here, near Edmonton. Phil Taranjo. Well, I like that he went for it there. He wasn't coming up short on this one.
Yeah, that miss from Brady was costly. As you said, Ben, should have been 3-1. Now it's going to be 2-2.
Well, and after Stan missing in the last rack, Brady's going to feel like it arguably should have been 3-0. And then who knows, it could have been 4-0 with this rack. There's a couple of racks he let slip away. They both have, so start over again, race to 7. Hit the reset button. And these tables, they're playing awesome. I've played quite a bit. I'm excited to get some good hours in this summer on the new cloth. Maybe play a little one pocket, stuff like that. Lackno, he did such an awesome job. Tony from Lethbridge. Check him out online. Make sure you guys thank him for all the hard work he does and supporting pool, and chipped in on the added money here with the Canadians with 10,000 added this year.
Is there anything else coming up that you know of over the summer out this end of the country, Ben?
There's a tournament at Hidden Spot next weekend, the Stampede Bar Box, usually a pretty good tournament every year. Outside of that, summer's pretty dead for pool, People put the cues away, take out the clubs, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. When I used to live in Calgary and I was playing snooker, all summer I never touched my snooker cue. And I'd always come back when school started, get back September, October. Take me 2-3 weeks. I'd always reach the level that I quit at and go buy it.
Yeah?
So it was almost like the golfers go fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed that break when I played golf in the summer.
They say the break can be very good for you, yeah.
Keeps you hungry.
I've never really done that, and to be honest, I've lost a bit of the hunger. So I might test that theory this summer. Do some different stuff. All right, stand a break. Rack 5. Let's watch this one ball in the right side pocket. Low. It came low, but so did his cue ball. He didn't really draw it enough. And it's going to open up. Chance for Brady to recover after a couple mistakes. I think he can see by the 4 here. Maybe not. His camera angles are deceiving. There we go. Gord in the Facebook chat says he checked Google and Edwin just turned 60.
Edwin just turned 60?
They said he was born in 1965.
Wow. Okay, that's the last thing I'm going to say.
Pool.
He looks
Pool's a tough
great
game.
for 60. He's a very weathered 60.
Pool's tough. It'll make you old, right?
Thanks, Gord. You've just dropped us in the mud.
Yeah. That's okay, because I know Edwin doesn't watch pool streams.
He'd
so
laugh. He would laugh at it.
He would have a good laugh. Well, Brady hanging that one. It's looking a little worrying for him now. From 2-0 lead, it's looking like all Stan.
Yeah, and again, Stan started this match out, looking very sketchy at best, and that's when Brady had his chance to capitalize. And like you mentioned earlier, Ben, could easily have been 3-0, could have been 4-0. So now Brady with a chance of going 3-2 down. And a guy like Stan, with all the experience he's got, and he understands what momentum means.
Looks like he's starting to find a stroke, judging by that shot. A little power draw. I think he's going to do it again to the side rail. Oh, he had a little angle there. Stan definitely is one of those kind of players, like we mentioned too. He doesn't tilt. So even though he was struggling early, he was sitting in his chair just trying to figure out how he can get it together and, find a way, and it seems to be finding it. Just taking a second here because he doesn't really want to be shooting the 7 off the rail. A little straight on the 6 means cue ball is going to be close to the side rail. So he double checked, took a low angle. That's a good shot. Somewhere near middle table here, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah, he's starting to look solid.
Yeah, the rhythm picking up a little bit too. It's a sign of confidence. And he comes across the line. That's another sign of confidence. A lot of us probably just hold that on the left side of the table and take a little bit of a cut. Comes across it, lands straight in, Stan 3-2. Can we see the scoreboard with Johnny and Randy? Oh, 2-2 now. Mora and Randy Baggett having a great match over there. Another shout out to my buddy Alan Wang with Bubble Mania. Sure we'll see him at some point today. He's always in here fishing for action. He likes to
He's not
play
a bad player, is he?
Small matches. He's a good player, yeah. Yeah, if he played all the time as hard as he can, which he doesn't because that wouldn't be good for action.
Yeah.
I think he might be something like 680-ish Fargo.
Very handy, yeah.
Very
Brady
handy.
pointed him out to me yesterday. He was practicing on one of the 7-footers, and he said he could play.
Yeah. Super nice guy, though. Like, really, really nice guy. Look out. Freezing up on the 1. These guys aren't hitting the break how they want to. They're going to have to adjust that if they want to win the match after this, too. Because he hit this one real low. He just stunned it. He didn't get any draw on this ball. Yeah, Vargas and Abu again. They already played once. Yeah. And there are 16 players left. We're at the single elimination stage. So we're going to have 4 matches today. We'll have quarterfinal after this, the semifinal, and the final. Just going to thin this one and try to send the cue ball downtown. Could use a rub of the 7 to slow it. It's not going to help. Didn't come to the rescue. Oh, Brady's got to get moving again. This might be a good time. Cut this one ball in. 2's over the hole. that's a good stroke. He's going to kiss the 3. That's maybe good and bad. Kind of slowed down the cue ball, but it nudged the 3. He's going to draw back for side shape, or is he going to... Oh, looks like he's going to cut the 2 on the side. Okay, looking good to recover here. Brady is. How's Klatt doing, they want to know. I'm not sure we could see his score.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, every time I look, Jason's shooting.
It's 1-1.
That's, I think Jason's playing Edwin Montel.
He is. I got the draw here. Let's see. Yeah, it is Edwin and Jason over there. The corner table. Meanwhile, Brady looking great here. Just needs a little angle on the 6. Or if he wants to be straight in and draw back, that's okay too. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Just draw it straight back. And he doesn't want to be straight in here. I don't think he's going to be. He's got a little angles. Perfect.
Yeah, nice control of the cue ball there.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to land straight in, right? Ball in hand shape on the 9 ball is always nice. What's the Jason's score? Yeah, I think if you're talking about Klatt, it's 1-1. If you're talking about Kishinu, I'm not sure. They're far away.
Ben, your eyes are better than mine. If you can see any scores out there, you're a lot better than me because I can barely tell you where the tables are.
I can see Big Red is up 3-2 against Rick, Glenn, and shooting. Looks like Waleed up 3-1 over Albert. Got Mora up 3-2 now over Randy on the table beside this one. That's as much as I can see. Everything else blocked. But we kind of built a, well, not built, but repurposed the storage room as a stream booth.
Yeah, we're stuck in the broom closet.
Yeah, and this way, you know, we don't get bothered as much. Grant and I used to just deal with the worst stuff because we would just set up in the middle of it, and they'd come tap you on the shoulder and tell you about their night previous, which nobody else wanted to hear.
Oh, you pick up all the ambient noise, too.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if Brady can figure out this 1 ball on the side. Needs to. He got it. He got it. I feel like it was a speed change. Like he was hitting it a bit soft before. That one he just added a little speed and it worked out great. He's got an open shot at the 3, but it's a tough one. Might see him take it on, cutting it down to the low right. I do see him take on these shots quite a bit. Pretty confident on these ones. I don't know if he plays the bank. I think the cue ball maybe is not working out for him. Of course, the safety's probably not that bad either to bank the 3 under the 8. Oh, he played the side bank. That's a pretty sweet shot. I didn't expect him to play the side bank because he had to draw the cue ball a little bit, but it made it look easy. That's a confident shot. He's got to make another good shot here, right?
Yeah, he's got the 5 on the left-hand side of the table, so I guess he could play this into the corner if he wanted to come off the right-hand cushion or slow roll it into the side. Just whatever he feels best doing.
I think I like the corner, yeah. And maybe the bounce off the rail and back out to middle in between the 6-7. I think rolling these balls in the side can be just treacherous. He pounded it in the side. I would have never guessed that, but he got the worst of it straight into the 7.
Yeah, wow.
It's hard to even pot the ball at that speed in the
Yeah, at
side
that
pocket.
speed, you had to be deadly accurate, and just misjudged the angle for the cue ball.
Thinking about the jump, but I don't think it's the right time for the jump here. The kick is the correct shot. Borrowed my jump cue too, Brady did, so I'm looking at it going, no, it's good, but I don't know if it wants to get over that one. That's a great kick. Got the cue ball long. That's all he was really trying to do, was get the cue ball up there. Hoping the 5 would stay down here, but the 5 kind of landed a little bit safe. Might buy him another shot. He's not going to like his other shot, but it'll be another shot. You could see he was worried about the 5 straightening out and like coming into the 6. So he didn't want to stun it and freeze on the 6, so he decelerated. Just let it hang out to dry.
Yeah, that was a good point you just brought up there. He decelerated going into that cue ball. He tried to hold it behind the 6, and he just let up, didn't follow through.
Mm-hmm. It's the cardinal sin as a pool player. You got to try to get through the stroke. That's why you see these guys use the extra rail and stuff a lot. Because they can hit the ball a little harder, means they don't let up on the stroke as much. This might be an example of that, where he can roll this in and kind of hold the cue ball, or he can go to the top rail and let the stroke out a little more. We'll see what he does. That's why you see him looking over there, because then he doesn't really have to roll it. He can go to the rail, or 2 rails even.
Yeah, he's just mindful of the 9, and I think you might see him just take the distance and leave himself the longer 8. That's the guarantee.
Yeah, I like that in this situation too. I think you gotta take what the table gives you a lot of times. And Brady's got such a great technique for those kind of shots. His timing is second to none. I mean, John Mora might be Mr. Smooth, but this guy will give him a run for it most times too. He's got pretty epic timing. Well, is he going to get second prize here and cover the 8 a little bit? I don't know. It's a big mistake. I feel like maybe Stan can see this, and at worst he can bank it. But he's getting into it pretty quick, so I think he's got it. Oh, it was with lots of siding. That's a good shot.
Yeah, and this 9's no gimme.
Definitely not. Nope. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that one always hurts when you're in the chair.
Brady'd be sitting in his chair, and I can tell you he'll just saying, yeah, well, that's what I deserved. I missed the 8.
I bet he didn't flinch.
Not at all.
A lot of players would throw their hat on the ground or something.
Yeah, they would consider it to be bad luck. Brady says, no, listen, I had my chance at the rack and lost it. So
that's the best way to look at it, yeah.
Having a short memory in this game is an attribute.
Another thing I like to tell players when they get upset when something like that happens is you've never done that. That's never, you've been on that side of it where you fluked the ball too, right? And it happens both ways. It's okay. All right, stand a break, rack 8. One ball on the right side. He stunned it a lot last time. Let's see if he corrects with drawing it more. No, he stunned it again. He's going straight down to the end rail. That's not good. It's not what you want to do. But Brady is going to be pushing here. You do have the option after the break. You can push and your opponent can make you shoot again if they don't like it. And honestly, this might be one of those situations where Brady's going to push and Stan's not going to give it back because he's going to have to try to tuck it and not let Brady lock him up behind all these balls down here. I think all he can really do is push the cue ball a little bit to the right, frozen on the end rail, and then challenge Stan to edge the right side of the 1 and send the cue ball around.
And I don't know whether the 2 goes by the 4 into the bottom left corner too, Ben, so that might offer a bit of an insurance policy if a mistake was made on this 1 ball.
Yeah, I don't think you need to tie anything up. What he's maybe contemplating is, does he pot the 3? Could take away a hanger. It doesn't hurt to do that sometimes. I think he could push the 5 onto the 7, but then you're not really leaving the cue ball on the rail, and playing Stan, you're going to play a push. You probably want to leave the cue ball on the rail. You don't want to let him see all of the cue ball. Like a bit of a tricky spot here.
Yeah, I like your idea of just pushing the 3 in. He's looking at it now. Just give Stan the long 1 from the corner. Just trundle that 3 into the pocket.
And I think Stan will probably play a good safe, but it's not easy. It's not a guaranteed safe from back there, shooting out of the jaws of the pocket. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that was probably correct. Because now at least if he gets a tough shot on the 1 later on, he has to get on the 2 to get on the 4 rather than get on the 2 to get on a ball that's hanging over the pocket. Might be a little tricky from back here, though. I'm interested if Stan gives this one back. I feel like he has to take it on, but there are a couple options. He could bank the 1 back down here, kind of near the 5, and try to hold the cue ball under the 8. But I think it's the right side of the 1. And then the cue ball back down here. I caught it way thick. Oh, a good push from Brady there. I mean, Stan did give it back. It was Brady shooting it.
Just out of vision.
Just out of vision, yeah. Oh, that's a smart give back there from Stan then. He knew that was a really tough spot. Well, now we'll get to find out how much room this 2 ball has.
And apparently it goes.
Well, and Stan knows if it's a little bit tight, he's got to get close to it. So he did well there to get nice and close. I think it's got lots of room off that side rail, yeah.
The new cloth helps. These pockets a little more sympathetic with the newer cloth.
Oh, we had it installed at a good amount of time before the tournament too. Was nice because when it first got put on, it was pretty tough to, figure out what the slide was going to do with the bank shot and with the cue ball control. But it's worn in just enough now. They're playing perfect. But it was some fun for a week trying to figure out that slide.
Yeah, new cloth is always an adventure.
Draw with a touch of inside. That's a good shot. He doesn't want the cue ball on the rail, though. Is the 7-9 available? I think it is because he's shooting this pretty quick. And he's not jacked up to stun the cue ball. And this for 5-3. It's kind of slipping away from Brady. He's had some chances here. I mean, this one was tough. He could only really push out there. And he was going to get it back a lot of times.
Yeah, Brady's in a bit of trouble right now.
Like we mentioned earlier, a race to 9 might look long, but it's a sprint for these guys. It's a pretty quick match. They're only halfway through. It's only been an hour, so 2-hour match. That's not a lot of time to get the job done. It's only a couple mistakes here and there.
Yeah, a lot of people in Calgary. And I know that Johnny and Eric Horlifson, Johnny Moore, Eric Horlifson, and Jason Klett, they're all sticking around. They're all going up to Banff early in the week.
Oh, good, good.
Take in some of the local scenery and just up in the mountains. And the Stampede starts on Friday, so I don't know if any of them are thinking of sticking around and
That would have been my next question.
taking in some of the Stampede.
Yeah, they have the parade on Friday. And so they have what's called Sneak a Peek on Thursday. So if they just stayed till Thursday, they could go the Thursday night and just, quick in and out. Stan missing the one in the side. Brady going to play a little safe under the 4. He really decelerated on that one. Way let up. You can see he's not happy with himself there either. Not one to show a ton of emotion out there, but that one bothered him. Because he really should have tucked him under the 4. That was a layup safety. What do we got for Mora's score now? Oh, we got a head in the way. Oh, we got 3-3. Could just see it. Looks like Klatt and Edwin at 2-2. Couple good matches going on out there. Oh, we got a couple of good viewers out there. Nice to see PJ out there watching, too. There's a Calgary legend holding a cue. All right, what's Brady doing this time? The bank with the 2-way? No, he's trying to send the cue ball safe again. Is he going to get it? Good shot. Yeah, some of the Facebook names on there, they'll blow you away, right?
Well, that print's so small for me to try and read, Ben. Thank God I've got your young eyes in there.
Okay, Stan's got the short cue out here.
And he's pretty tall, so, being able to elevate a little easier for Stan with control.
Yeah, jumping. No, he isn't going to jump. He's going to...
Jump kick.
Oh, looks like he's going to, swerve it with a lot of speed. Oh, he was trying to stick it there. It didn't pay off. Yeah, I thought he might get the short cue out there and jump that one. Because you're right, he's a bit taller, and so with the longer bridge, you can get, over the ball a little easier. And with the way they make jump cues now. A big chance for Brady to keep himself in this match. It's not over yet. Still time to work.
Needs a good positional shot here from the 2 to the 3.
No.
Yeah, he, again, just totally decelerated as he went through the cue ball there and woefully short of where he needed to be with the white.
Yeah, he let up on it again.
It wouldn't shock me after this rack if you see Brady take a break.
Yeah. Well, I think they could both maybe use it too, And Brady won't really want to shark Stan, so if it's Stan's break and Stan doesn't want to take a break, then I don't know if they will, but if Brady wins this game, for sure it's going to be break time, yeah. And that's part of the game, is knowing when to do that, when to take the break and calm yourself and reset. Not everybody's good at that aspect. And some players take too many breaks. But we do have a rule at all the tournaments we run here at LP. You're allowed 1 5-minute break in the match. Each player is allowed 1 5-minute break. A long away from this. I wonder if he's going to kick this or if he tries to cut it with a little bit of a safety.
He's got level queuing, so he must be able to get to the edge of that 3. Oh, could hit it full.
He had the other side of it. Yeah, it didn't look like he had the other side. Just let it leak out a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, this one, too.
Yeah.
Natural path of the cue ball going right into the 8. The position wouldn't be guaranteed even if he decided to attack this 3. So it's always a risk to reward ratio, and you've got to try and make up your mind. There's value in attacking in this game. Always a chance you can get lucky, too.
That is one factor I don't bring in enough is, you know, you can always get a roll of the ball. I'm always just kind of thinking, well, if I don't hit it good, I'm not going to get rewarded, right?
Yeah, there was the example right there. I mean, great shot from Brady, but position wasn't a formality and was left a chance.
And a lot of times in this game, you have to chance it, too. You can't just wait for the perfect opportunity where it's going to be totally in your control. Sometimes you have to do exactly what he did there. Just hope you can see the 4, and then I'm sure you can figure it out, right? A good safety here and there, and it's the grinding part of the game. But you have to let it fly. Sometimes you just got to pot the ball, crash into stuff, see what happens.
Yeah, Brady has to figure he's going to get something here.
Oh, Stan could make the 8. Oh, he played it soft. You know, I thought he might play it with some speed off the bottom of the 4 and try to make the 8. If he doesn't and the cue ball hits the 8, it's going to stay around the 8. Tried to finesse the safety there. That was tough. And he probably couldn't have left him much better here. I think just a stop shot or a small stun follow because he wants to be close to straight on the 5. Perfect. Now it's all about that 7-8. Be curious if he leaves lots of angle on the 6. Come across for the 7 in the other corner. Or if he plays the 7-8 combination.
It'd take a big shot if he tried to pump this in and get over the right-hand side of the table near where the 9 is to attack the 7.
Yeah, I don't think he got enough angle for that.
Yeah, that would take some shot to get there.
He did try to do it, though. You see him try to force the angle a little bit.
Yeah, it's, I mean, increase the degree of difficulty, you know, threefold, trying to play it that way. And the pockets, needless to say, when you're playing these shots at speed, these pockets aren't quite as generous.
That's right. Well, he's left it a little tough for Stan, too. Stan's going to have to roll this one in, take what he can get. Oh, he played the 5 rail safe. The 6, that's a genius shot.
That's a snooker safety, Ben.
That's where I learned it, was watching snooker. I would have never known it. And if you told me you can play a 5 rail safety, I said, that's too many rails. How do you judge that? But it's such a natural path.
And Stan's old enough to have played some snooker in his early days.
That's such a handy shot to have. He executed it better than most to get it underneath the 7 there. It was really good.
I'll tell you what, Brady's having a look here. I wonder if there's a billiard from the 6 to the 8. Is there enough of that 6 sticking out where he can play the billiard into the 8?
I think there is, yeah. I do think there is. Oh, he played it pretty speedy. I thought if it was on, he didn't have to hit it at that speed, but he would have seen the angle better than we could.
Little fortunate that he got a good roll. He's left nothing on the 6.
I feel like he's going to need a couple of these rolls to come back in this match now. He's let a couple games slip. Stan's starting to figure it out. Might need a roll or two to get it done. Let's see what Stan does here. I think he goes behind the 8-7 off 3 or 4 rails. Lots of left siding. It's tricky because the 6 he can't control it that well, but I think the 9 is going to be a big blocker too. It's off the left side of the 6. Lots of left spin. Just got to miss the 9. Top rail, left side rail, miss the 9. Try to get under the 7. Oh, he played the kick. That's pretty crafty, and he's going to get a roll here again.
Yeah, Brady, you just saw him look away from the table. Almost a look of disgust.
Yeah.
He knew what was welcoming him.
Well, you can't write him off here. The end rail, and the 9 might go towards the side here. And kick this one off the end rail, Brady. You got to favor him to get the 9 moving.
He's looking at this almost as though he might be able to
Could
just
he
get
see
through to the edge of the 6.
Could he see the edge? Then he might have a little safety off the edge. It's got to be so thin, though. And then I'm not even sure it is a safe. It's only just containing. He might end up behind the 7-8 anyway. Oh, he's coming all the way around, trying to use the 9. That's such a great effort. I don't know if he's got cover, but...
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
It was a game effort. I mean, 60-year-old eyes. I'd swap them eyes right now after seeing that shot.
No doubt. Me too, I think. I got 35-year-old eyes. I'll take his eyes if they're that good. That was razor thin.
Oh.
And the distance he left
And
bought him
speed.
another shot, I
Yeah,
guess.
Speed was the only thing kept that ball on the table.
I'm surprised he tried to kind of punch over for the 7 in the same pocket. I don't even know if that was playable. He knows better than I would, but I thought he could kind of roll that or stun follow that one in to play the 7 in the pocket Brady's going to play it in. More angle than he would love, but it shouldn't be a problem. Should see 5-4 here. And we'll see if he takes that break like we were talking about. I would bet on it. If I was betting, man, I'm betting.
You wouldn't get a bet from me.
No, exactly, right? I think I'd have to give anybody in here 2-1 odds, too. He might fool us here. No,
Yeah.
that was the look of Let's take a
the
break.
cue on the table and a quick smoke break from Brady Gollin.
Well, let's give a quick shout out to all our sponsors here, and then we'll take a small break ourselves. We got Lackno Billiards helped out with the cloth and the added money. He's a diamond dealer as well. You guys need a diamond table, or if you have a diamond table and need parts for the table, great guy to go to. Super easy to deal with. Highly recommended. Got Bubble Mania in Calgary here. Go check them out. They're on 16th Avenue, just west of Deerfoot Trail. Get your chicken wings and your bubble tea there. One of the title sponsors here, Performance Auto Calgary. Go check out their social media. Give them a like, give them a follow. Give them a thanks for helping out with the Canadians here. Our guy, Peggy Lyon, we wish he was here, but we know he's busy, and there's bigger and better things than the Canadian 9-Ball Championship nowadays for him.
Yeah, if he's still in the Far East, you can bet that he's playing in something very noteworthy.
But we miss him. We loved having him out here Fun guy to have around, although he's so tough to beat. It's not really the Canadian Championship if you don't beat Alex, right? And Nick's Q Innovation, he played the event as well, Nick Manuel. Hope he had fun. It's nice to see him playing. He's got his phone number up there. You guys looking for Q repair, to buy some chalk gloves, stuff like that, shoot him a text or check him out on Facebook. He's got a pretty cool Facebook page, does demos on his home table. Is pretty handy with a jump cue.
Well, 5-4 our score, and probably a just scoreline for me. I think Stan has just been marginally better, fewer mistakes, but there have been some mistakes from both camps.
Absolutely.
And when you look at some of the higher profile players in this event, Johnny Mora, Eric Horlifson, Jason Klatt, Stephen Holm, I don't know that this standard is going to get by any of those guys.
No, they'll both have to figure out the break. I know that for sure, because watching Johnny Mora break and Klatt break. And another one was Joe Spence had the break figured out quite well too. He's going to be a force in this event. I think I'll run for a quick washroom too, since we got a second.
So welcome back. Both players having a short break just to, well, for Brady, have a quick smoke break and Stan grab a coffee. So Brady, one rack adrift and just settling into the 10th rack here with the break. And as yet, the break hasn't really been a weapon for either player. Yeah, looks like that storyline is going to go on. But nothing easy for Stan. One not available to either of the bottom corners. So this looks like it's going to be defense. But a chance at a very aggressive safety.
You know what would be a super aggressive safety is slash the 9 ball in and draw the cue ball underneath the 2-5. No? Too aggressive?
That's pretty aggressive.
This looks like a good one. Brady's going to go to the jump cue this time, I think. This is the right time, my friend.
Yeah, I think Stan tried to get that cue ball behind the 8 as well. Take the jump option away from Brady.
Absolutely. It takes away some more rails, too. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one you'd almost expect him to get. And you know what? Almost comes with natural position to the 2.
Yeah. It wants to naturally draw. It's not really going to hop over it. Just missed it. I mean, you see the position was there. Well, Stan with the chance. Table looks pretty good. Maybe the 5 to the 6 ball. The window is small there to get on the 6. Some work to do before that. It's 3 to the 4s. No walk in the park. I saw Big Red was up 7-3 over there. Seem to be in cruise control. And Vargas struggling this time around with Mike Abu. It was 4-1 Abu. I'm really surprised Stan just laid up for the bank here. I guess got 2 straight in on the 3. It's not even easy to hold for the 5 with this bank shot. That's why I see him slow roll it and miss it. And he wasn't even on the 5. Curious choice. Completely misjudged the angle for position and then misjudged the bank too. Sweet shot that was.
Yeah, now position from 5 to 6. Again, just got to be a little wary of those balls in the middle of the table.
I think you make a good point with middle too. That's a good target. He's not going to get there.
Yeah, you saw him trying to will that cue ball on. He knows he's short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not been one of Brady's best matches in terms of cue ball control. There's been a few times, even with safety play, we've noted, Ben, that he's decelerated as he's tried to get through the white.
It's coming up short, yeah.
And now he needs a good kick.
Well, can he see some of this is what I'm wondering too. If you could see some of it to bank it over. No, he's kicking it. Well, good kick there, but no reward, really. I think this 6 goes pretty comfortable in the side pocket. Favor Stan to make it. But missable, and he just misses it. Wow, you can't get much closer than that. Got all the horns. I think he caught the inside horn, the outside horn, and then the inside horn again. Did everything but go in.
Yeah, you know what? Stan's kind of starting the second half of this match the way that he started the outset. He looked like he was really patchy with his play, and I mean, he's had a couple chances here already in this rack, and
now, it's not been the usual from these gentlemen, but like we said earlier, I mean, the morning matches are tough out there. Into the afternoon now, I think we'll see them. Well, not them, but the winner, I think we'll see heat up as the day goes on. Probably catch a gear and be tough to beat. You know, these guys are always real tough. 5-all.
best of 7.
Yeah, good match for the fans, at least, you know. Going to get to see a nice close one. Here's the 64 players we had to start. Pretty strong field.
Yeah, very strong field, Ben. I mean, the only noticeable absentees, really. I mean, Alex, you'd love to have had him here to make it a true Canadian championship.
Danny Hewitt. I would have loved to see Danny make the trip.
Yeah, you don't see Danny. I mean, he goes down to the States a few times, but he
Turning
doesn't.
stone.
Yeah, doesn't venture out of Quebec very often.
No.
I think he works for the post office, or at least he used to. So he's got a pretty good job. He may not get as much time off as he'd like.
Life first, you know, pool after usually for a lot of these guys, but he's so talented. So talented. Okay, Brady, gotta figure out this break sooner than later. Nope. But he did get a ball, and he might have a shot on the 1. I think he would have liked his shot on the 3 a little better if the 1 went in. This is makeable for him. Chance to steal back some momentum. He hasn't had any for a while. Not since 2-0. Very difficult shot. Does come with some two-way. Well, I think he's got cover behind the 4.
Yeah, certainly looks like it. Easy kick, though, and chance for Stan to kick with control.
Well, even the jump's quite available with the control, too. It can send the 1 towards the side. If you miss it, it goes banking down towards the 9. Cue ball kind of stays near the 3. See what kind of cue he's got in his hand here. The little one. So he is going to try to jump this and sort of draw the cue ball back towards the 3. Down table. Yeah, well, he really thought he could make it too, and he didn't miss it by much. But he sold it out. Well, there's some work to do there, though. But it does look pretty good if you're on Brady's side. Another player I would love to see make it for this championship, Martin Daigle. Because we're sending him to, well, not we're sending him, but he's going to represent Canada at the World 9-Ball.
Yeah, from Quebec City, Martin. Another one, he's got his own business and doesn't always get as much time. But you see him, he probably heads down to the States more than any player I know from Quebec, other than when Alain Martel used to be in the fray and was traveling all over North America.
And Daggle's been out this way a handful of times too. He's a gamer. He's a big gamer, that guy. I love his energy. There's few players that match his energy.
Well, he competes.
I'll be cheering for him. This looks really good. This looks really good. I think he got his speed control absolutely inch perfect there. Little bounce off that rail. Yeah, this looks like 6-5 Brady.
Yeah, you go back a few racks when it was 5-3 Stan, and he had every chance to go 6-3 in front before they took the break, and now this match has turned on him.
Still tough to pick a winner here. Try to figure out which one of these guys is going through to the final 8. Both playing not their best game, but I'm sure they will figure it out at some point. See if I can eyeball some other scores here. John Moore and Randy at 5-5 with Randy at the table. Randy giving him a handful there. Looks like Big Red up 8-4. Waleed up 7-2 against Albert. I think we've got Klatt down 4-3 to Edwin. Good match over there. I'd be excited to watch some of these when this match is done.
Yeah, you know what? And Jason's just at the table right now. The balls are in the open, so that match looks like 4-4. That's going to be a tough one to pick.
That's an exciting one to go watch after, because I'm a big Edwin fan, of course. Growing up playing with Edwin was a pleasure. I didn't get to see him in his prime, as I only started playing competitive pool maybe 17 years ago, something like that. He was pretty good 17 years ago still.
Now, remember Tyler Eady as well?
I got the pleasure of playing Tyler a couple times too, and man, what
They're
a talent.
Two of the best players in Alberta for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, and Tyler traveled a lot, so he was representing Alberta well. That one ball will not go in the side for Brady. He can't get it to cooperate. You know he's going to be frustrated by this one because it laid up right over the pocket for Stan. Yeah, Tyler not playing as much anymore, but every time I see him play, he's still just unbelievable good. Like, very, very naturally talented. Another guy that can shoot pretty steady with his other hand, too, like John. Ooh. His cue ball came well short there, and that's a result of not cutting the one enough. Caught the one real thick. Cue ball slowed way down. Now he's playing a safety here underneath the 5-6, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. Even Brady tapping the table to acknowledge that. Great shot, nice control from Stan, and this is, he's going to have to get the protractor out to figure out the angles to get at this too.
Very much so. I don't think he has that gap between the 6-5. Oh, he does, because he's pointing somewhere on the rail over here. If he didn't have that gap, he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah, I'd be
it
looking.
might have been tie up a ball.
I think that's without a doubt the best option.
Push.
Maybe roll the 6 to the 4.
Or the 3. He could roll it to the 3 as well, yeah. But I think he has this kick, so there's value because the 3's already a little bit difficult. He missed it every which way he could. He missed it going in, missed it coming out.
And it didn't even look when we first had the overhead perspective. It didn't look like he had a gap there to get to that cushion and try and contact that 2 off that long rail. And
he hit it pretty good considering.
Went right around it. Did everything but hit it.
Yeah. Well, Stan's got a tough one here because he needs to play a 3-4 combo. Oh, he's going to put himself in the same position. but worse. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a big mistake.
Would you like to replace that one with ball in hand, Stan?
That's a big mistake from Stan the man. You don't see him lose the cue ball that much very often. He's pretty tidy with his cue ball control. And he's got the jump cue, but this is a really tight one. There's maybe only a 1-ball gap there. So just to get up and over the 6 to make contact on the 3 is difficult enough, but to have some kind of control, I think he's just going to try to bank the 3 over by the 9 and keep the cue ball kind of where it is. That might be the simplest play. You don't want to try to do too much here. Pretty tough to even just tie up a ball intentionally here. Doesn't really pay off either. Tough spot.
Yeah, he'll be happy if he can escape this trap.
Oh,
self-inflicted.
Yeah, now he's using some rails. Trying to come around. What a hit. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable from where he was there.
He showed a little bit of class there, didn't he? And table knowledge. Great shot from Stan.
I'm not even that surprised. He's pretty good at those little shots. He always finds a way. You don't 3-foul this guy very often, that's for sure. Oh, Brady's got a tough one. I wonder if he takes on this bank like he did before. Similar angle.
And comes with shape.
Yeah, he ripped the bank last time pretty fearlessly. Now he's going under the 5. He's hit this one real nice. He's got the 3 under the 7 as a bonus. It's hit both balls. Sometimes the only problem with hiding the object ball is that if they hit it, they usually have a ball close by to hide behind too. Sometimes better off leave it out in the open. That way when they hit it, they leave it out in the open too. Let's see what Stan's looking at this time. I think really only the side rail. I don't think he has the 2 rails. I think the 8's a big ball there. Oh, he maybe is going 2 rails at this one. I feel like the 8 plays pretty big there. Oh, he went 3 rails.
Right around it.
Yeah, and just missed it. We kind of saw Brady do the same thing, just drive right by it, by the edge. Oh, what a big game now. I mean, Brady with a chance to really take control of this match. If you can get this to 7-5 and breaking to get on the hill. Do we have a finish yet with red there? Looks like it's 8-6 now. Rick Glenn with the fight back. You love to see that. And Randy up 6-5 and shooting over John Mora right now. Similar to this match. Did he miscue? He looked straight at his tip after. He didn't draw that ball at all, and I don't think from ball in hand he was playing stop shot shape.
That's not your shaft, is it, Ben?
No, it's not. Unless he's using the jump cue by accident, yeah. He's still okay here, but this can shake you a little bit. Say he has a small draw shot later on, might not be so comfortable with it after a little miscue like that. If anybody can shake it off and recover, it's going to be this guy, though. Well, I wonder if he goes back and forth or does he go forward with the inside spin?
Yeah, he's got to spin this and go forward. Load it up with a lot of left hand.
That's what at first glance, that's what I thought too. Gotta watch, it's still a little bit slippery out there. He's still so good at that shot though. But if that cue ball comes a little bit deeper on that rail, he's gonna end up behind the 8. That's why I think we saw him take just an extra second, make sure he got the spin right. Okay, these two balls for 7-5. It's been a little back and forth. They've each had a 2-game lead.
Well, the alarm bell's got to be going off for Stan Tarango now.
Absolutely. I mean,
4 in a row he's lost, Ben, and he's had chances in every rack.
every single game, yeah, they've both had multiple chances every game, really. I think. Haven't had too many runouts this match. It's been a scrappy one. We'll see if somebody turns it on near the end or if they're going to try to figure it out in the next match.
I think the winner of this plays the winner of the Stephen Holm match as well.
Oh, let's take a look here. That is correct. Stephen was in cruise control over there. I think he was up 5-1. And those two would know each other well. Unfortunately for Jonathan De La Cruz, he would know that that's a very tall task. Looks like Edwin up 5-4. Yeah, Brady didn't get the 1, but he's got a different ball, and he's got the 1 near the hole, but the 4 is in the way. And this is a tough push when the ball is over the pocket.
Yeah, there's been no flow to this match either. I mean, neither player has been able to put any racks together because the break just hasn't been kind. And, you know, it's, as you mentioned, Ben, it's been pretty scrappy. And these are the sort of matches, you know what, you got to dig in. You got to find another way to maintain that high level of focus and just grind it out.
It's such an important tool to have. Both these players definitely have it. I know them both really well. They're both very scrappy, grinding players. But knowing how to win when you're not playing at your best is maybe one of the most important tools in pool.
Key to success. You're not going to fire every match you play. You've got to survive matches like this.
Find a way to win. Often it's just the player who wants it more that finds a way through this, you know. One guy will kind of just concede the fact that it's not his day, right? And the other guy will think, well, it might be next match, I'll figure it out, right? If I can just stick around. I think he's going to try to stun this one and bank the 1 away. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly what he was trying to do, but he doesn't want the 1 over the hole. A little unlucky, I feel. If he gets a little contact on the 3 or the 9 there, he did what he was trying to do with the cue ball, but the 1 didn't cooperate.
Yeah, that's desperately unlucky. That 1 has landed in the only area of the table to offer Stan a shot.
Well, and like I said, the push out there is nearly impossible. With the 1 near the hole, you can't push anywhere good. Stan had a tough path to get to that 3, and look at this. Unbelievable. Straight in the side pocket off the end rail.
Yeah, speaking of desperately unlucky.
Well, and that's going to hurt because the 5, 6, 7's all down here. Nothing to do to get out here. And Brady's going to recognize the moment. Give it the extra be sure. I think we're going to see 8-5 here. Stan running out of time. Slipping away.
Yeah, you can't see Brady failing here. I mean, this has got 8-5 all over it.
The balls, they just connect too well here with everything at one end. After this 4-ball, it's not going to take much cue ball movement. And these guys, when they're close to the ball and not moving the cue ball too much, is when they're at their best. And if you guys want to follow the bracket, it is on Digital Pool. It's under the 2025 Canadian Championships. And that way you can see when the next match is up and what table it will be on. So if you want to come watch in person, plenty of room around the tables to watch. And if you want to watch on the stream, we're streaming table 15. We just got there.
Yeah, he was watching that intently. He felt like he was a little short again, and when his positional game has been a bit wayward, it's because he's been short of speed.
Yeah, he just got there perfect. And this one's going to do the trick too. This should be 8-5. Brady going to put himself on the hill here.
Yeah, and 5 in a row.
Well, what a match it's turned out to be. It's a little back and forth, and then all of a sudden, Brady with the big lead and Stan with all the work to do. Jam Up coming with these nice event jerseys. You can find them on their website, jamupapparel.com. You can get your name put on the back there.
Yeah, it's funny. You mentioned that, Ben. You come in here and you see a handful of the players that have their names on the back. I don't ever want to play anybody with their name on the back of their shirt.
It's funny you say that because somebody said that to Steven once. He's trying to get some action when he was on the road, and they said, no, I don't play anyone with their name on their shirt.
It's like playing poker with a guy whose first name is the same as a major city.
That's right. Yeah, don't play Omaha. No. Okay, Brady going to try to finish this one off. Let's see if he finds the break at the last moment. He needs to figure it out before the next match, you'd have to think. The one just misses, and the cue ball is low, and that is not the one he's looking for. He's made a ball, but this can be a push out. Unless you can see the one, but I don't think so. Don't think there's a gap there, and even if there was, it's got to be very difficult to get anything good happening. Probably plays the push out. The score in Klatt's match looks like 5-4 Klatt. It is indeed single elimination now. Gary Hoke, yeah, there's a legend of the game too in there watching. These two legends. Look at this bank shot. Just misses the bank. He didn't play the push out. Fair enough. Yeah, somebody get Mora to teach Brady how to break before the next match is what Mike Isaac said. So he has a chance against Steven. He's not into the next match yet. If there's ever a guy to make a comeback and fight hard, it's this guy at the table right now.
Yeah, there's no quit in Stan's game. There never has been.
No, that's
next match at 1:30.
That's a good attribute to have too if your Stan is, or any player, is just don't give up. When you play long enough and you play enough of tournaments and money matches and stuff, you're going to just see every situation. You're going to be up 8-0, down 8-0, every score line, and it's going to reverse, and all the things are going to happen. So you just got to hang out and see if it's your day. Great shot that is.
And he's fully capable, too. I mean, he'd have to win 4 in a row, but, you know, you get that break working, winner breaks, and you can string 4 racks together.
Yeah, he's really capable of just running out all 4, too, if he figures out the break. And you always think, like, Brady won 5 games in a row, so why can't I just win 4 games in a row, right? He's looking good here. Just the 8 to the 9's the only work. Got to be sure he gets proper on the 8. And this will do. It's perfect angle to come across, shoot the 8 in the bottom right and the 9 in the bottom left. Looks like Big Red finished off Rick Marshall. Rick Glenn with a good tournament, though. Nice showing from him, making the final 16. And this 9 ball to keep Stan alive. Drains it. Well, very much still in the match, but the break is going to be a big factor here. Neither one of them figure it out yet.
Yeah, just need to find that purple patch. Stan would love to string a few together, and if nothing else, you know, try and get to a decider.
Yeah, you really do try to think that sometimes in these situations is not win 3 games, but win 2, and then just see what happens at Hill, because there's a lot of pressure. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and I see Stephen Holm out there, so I'm going to assume that he's already won his match.
Yeah, let's check the bracket here quick and see.
Unless he's on a break. He's either won the match or he's on a break.
Stephen won 9-1.
Yeah.
Eric won 9-6. Those are the 2 results we have so far. Stan's looking at avoiding having another result. That's how you break him right there. Let's see if he gets a kiss on the 2. He doesn't. He hit the break perfect. That's exactly how you want to hit it because the cue ball's right in the middle. Made the 1 in the side. You got the cue ball in the dead middle of the table. And he's just unlucky to not have a look here. And because we're random racking the 2 ball, it's pretty difficult to judge position on it every time. I don't know if he has any good options here. He might be able to thin the side of this ball, but I don't know if it helps him. Might be able to leave it there, more or less, and try to use the 3 for cover again. It's pretty thin, though. Push out can be too tough.
Yeah, you got to be real careful here no matter what you decide. And again, he knows he's playing an opponent with a lot of experience, so you don't want to make any mental mistakes.
I often struggle with the push out against these guys a little bit because I know that they know the shots a little better than I do. So I'll pass up the push out a lot because I don't think I can get the better of them in these situations a ton of times. You know, they're gonna outmove me a bit, right? I might outshoot them at times on the long shots and whatnot, but
I'd be surprised if Brady didn't bring Stan back here.
yeah, I'm thinking
he does have a safety, you know, banking the 2, using the 3 to keep it there, but now he's putting all his eggs in one basket. He's got to try and find cover at the bottom end of the table, and again, there's no guarantee, so I might pass this one back.
I think I would pass it back, knowing that even if he executes it properly, I'm probably going to have the same shot back, but I might have a little bit easier of a path to get safe. Looks like there's another result. Waleed has beat Albert. Couple Ontario boys in there. Wow. Eric's
Yeah, he's Ontario now.
He's Ontario now, yeah.
He's from Ontario when he wins. He's from Winnipeg when he gets beat.
That's right. Look at this shot. Look at this. He goes heavy into it and around the world, and I don't know if I ever contemplated that shot. That was really crafty. I would have never seen missing the 7 coming around all those rails, missing the 8. Wow, it's such a super shot. Stan came with it there. Now, does Brady have something in return? I don't know if he does. Maybe just a kick, which is what he's looking at. Try to kick the 1 towards the 7. Or the 2 ball, rather. Kick the 2 towards the 7. Keep the cue ball under the 3. I don't know if he's got much else. If he had more room by the 5, he might try to spin it lots and pot the 2 in the top right. I don't know if that's there. I tried to get the cue ball coming back down table. It's not going to work out. Chance for Stan.
I mean, you look at their Fargo, 726, Brady, 722 for Stan Tarango. I mean, it always promised to be a very tough match to call. And, I mean, Stan should get out here to get it to 8-7, and all of a sudden, it's got a pulse again, this match.
Very much, and I think we'll see a bit of the crowd gathering. Did he get there? I don't know if he did. I think he's just there, you know, with a little side spin maybe. But it might decide what he's going to have on the 5 ball to get to the 7. But I think we're going to see more and more fans coming in throughout the day, but we'll see a little crowd around this table when it gets close to Hill here.
Yeah, it's going to make it real impossible for you to be able to see any of those scores out there,
Yeah,
Ben.
we're not going to be able to see any more scores. Oh, very nice to get through the 8-9 window there, and perfect position on this 7 ball. Stan's right where he needs to be here. And I'm a big fan of both of these guys, so I'm hoping it goes Hill, and then I don't care who wins.
Yeah, flip a coin. And just a ton of class, a ton of experience at the table out there right now.
Good stroke there. This 9 ball for 8-7. Anybody's match still. Oh, you gotta love to see this. Waiting on some other matches to finish for now. Looks like 6-4 Jason Klatt over Edwin, and he's shooting. And we got 7-7 Randy and John.
I think Randy would have taken 7-7 in a heartbeat if you would have offered him that.
I mean, if I'm Randy, yes, I'm taking 7-7 for sure too. We got John at the table, but can't quite see what's happening. Looks confident out there, so, but he always kind of does. He could be hooked, and he'd probably still look the same. Exciting stuff happening here. Make sure if you're in the area, come check it out in person. They got the live scoreboards up now, so you can see the names and the scores on every table. which is quite nice for the viewing experience. Okay, Stan with the break. Rack number 16. Takes a little off. He loses the cue ball, but it gets kissed back up towards the middle. He's got a pretty layup safety, I think. Let's see if the overhead shows us. Can he just roll into the 4-9 here and get the 2 to the rail? Or does he go crazy and play the 2-4-9 combination? Maybe it's wired. Maybe he can't miss it.
You know what? If the 4 and 9, he's looking at it.
Sometimes you have to just weigh the options, but I don't think that's what he does. He did. I think we touched on this before, is sometimes you have to weigh in the factor of you could get lucky too.
Well, you know what, Ben? That was fraught with danger, that shot. I mean, the 5 is in a pretty tricky position, the bottom rail. The 7 takes the pocket away. So, yeah, maybe that factored into his decision. Who knows? But
I didn't like it.
Hugely.
I feel like it was very high risk.
Yeah, just a huge risk.
Yeah. But I don't know how easy the safety was. He would know best from the angle where he was standing. But, I mean, if the safety was available, I think you got to favor that most times there. Well, he wanted angle on the 4, but not like this. This is too much angle. Could see he let up on the stroke a little bit there again. Just not getting clean through the ball. And to be honest, I mean, a little bit of pressure is a factor there too. These guys, they're playing for a few bucks here, and more importantly for the title of Canadian 9-ball champion. Brady also has a pretty cool feat where he won the Canadian snooker 30 years apart, right? That's a neat one, I always thought. You might know how many players have done that, but can't imagine it's too many.
30 years apart.
30 years apart.
Wow. You just educated me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I want to say this is maybe 6 years ago, something like that, that he won it. And that was the 30th year from when he won his first one.
Wow.
Which is something I love so much about pool, is that you can just play it at a high level for so long. It's not like other sports where a baseball player would never play that high level at, 50, 60 years old. That's a bit of an unlucky rub there. He tried to come around the world. He went full into the 6, bumped it right in the way. It's always had the makings of Hill, right?
That's what we were cheering for.
I think he's going to try to swerve around this ball a little bit to clip the end rail, clip the 5, and get the cue ball going back up table towards the 9 and the 8. Try to leave the 5 down here. That's what he went over there and looked at.
Have they determined, Ben, the next match that's going to go on this table? Or
No, I don't think so. They're just waiting for one of them to have an opponent. But, yeah, I don't think it would be the Steven match because he plays the winner of this. Maybe Waleed and John Mora or Randy. Yeah, could be the other one too. Joe Spence, Jason Kishanu, or Eric Vargas, Mike Abus. Good match. They're all good matches for sure. It's hard to pick one. They did say 1:30, but it might be just a touch later than that, depending on how the other matches finish.
Oh, it's a great shot.
It's beautiful. That's so
Unlucky.
No.
So unlucky. Flicks the 5, exactly what he wanted, putting distance between cue ball and object ball, and somehow cue ball finds its way to a corner pocket. Now that's, you can't legislate for that.
And he's contained the 5 to the point where he leaves that cue ball anywhere. There's no shot except from ball in hand right here, you know.
Little billiard.
Yeah.
But he's straight on the 5, so but he doesn't have to do much. Or sorry, on the.
Yeah, he does
Yeah,
have to
on the
finesse
5.
something because the 6 to the 8's not a guarantee.
And he's not going to be able to get. He's got a little angle here, though, Ben.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to punch it a bit, force something. Yeah, he did. It's a good stroke.
Yeah, nice shot that one from Stan.
He got just where he needs to be. He didn't want to have to deal with the end rail there. He could have, but he didn't want to have to deal with it. Did well to avoid it. Just draw this one straight back. And that's gonna do it. What a match these guys are giving us. First match of the day here in the final 16, the Canadian men's 9-ball. If this is any indication of the rest of the day, we're going to have a good one.
Yeah, they've played a lot of times in the past, these two. They're warriors. An 8-8. Why would we have wanted to see anything different? Other than if we had booked a table for an early lunch.
That's right.
And very quickly, Brady out to have this will be the last smoke he'll be having in this match.
I think Stan, said let's take a little washroom break. They both had the 5-minute break. This will be Stan's little 5-minute break. Quick shout out to our sponsors here. Of course, Nick's Q Innovation. We got Lacno Billiards Pro Shop. Always Jam Up Apparel. They got the event shirts here, guys. Check them out online, jamupapparel.com. Bubble Mania Cafe over on 16th Avenue there, Highway 1, just off of Highway 1 and Highway 2. It's just west of Deerfoot. One of the title sponsors here, Performance Auto Calgary. Check them out online. And Peg Lion, peglion.net. Check out his website. You can order your chalk on there. You can order some shirts on there, hats. He's got lots of cool stuff on there. And more stuff coming all the time. He's building some cues nowadays. He's got a Peg-Lion line of carbon cues coming out.
Well, Ben, I can tell you quickly, John Moore is in his chair, and I can't see the score, but it looks like John's on 8, so he's on the hill. 8-7, is that correct for Mora?
That is correct, yeah, but if he's in his chair,
we might have an 8-8 over there as well.
Yeah, we might have another hill over there too. How exciting is that? 7-4 Klatt and shooting over Edwin. Looking a little worrying for Edwin over there. Klatt's on the 8-ball.
And I can confirm it is 8-8. Mora and Randy Baggett.
Randy gets it done for 8-8. Hill on both these tables to start. We got Mike Abu up 5-4 over Eric Vargas over there.
That's a slow match. They all started at the same time.
That one was always going to be a slow match. Both those players I know super well, and they've played each other quite a bit, and it's always slow. They just grind each other. They love the grind.
Well, Brady has just come back. Stan racking the balls. And for the last time, 8-8. Boy, what he wouldn't give to have a golden break right here.
Well, you want it, but you secretly feel bad when it happens. But you really do want it.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'm sorry, but
not really.
Hello.
Well, I'll tell you, he hasn't been sending the cue ball into it. Not like some of the players like Mora, I've seen him make a few because he's getting that cue ball going straight into it every time. Stan's been losing the cue ball. It's been going low. So I'm going to say super low percentage he makes the 9. Unless he figures it out at the last possible second. But you watch, his cue ball is going too low on the side rail and not gripping the spin enough to come back up. I think last time he got kissed to get back up there. It's just going too low. So the draw isn't gripping and it's not making the 1 go in the side either. Not the worst case scenario. Fans are going to get what they want to see here, and it's not a run out. We don't want to see the run out hill, right?
I think Stan just said something to Brady there too, just as he was picking up the magic rack. Yeah, this is a nail biter.
Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
It's probably going to be a nail biter right through to the finish too, because it's just had that feel, hasn't it?
This has been a good one. Nice one to start the day. And I love that it's going to end with the strategy, you know? Well, I wish we could watch both matches at the same time, you know?
8-4, Jason over Joe.
They've informed me Kishinu, Jason, is up 8-4 over Joe Spence, looking to make an early exit in the final 16. Would not have predicted that. And the push out from Brady. Let's see what he's left here. Stan might have to take this on. Oh, and it's over. Joe out. 9-4 loss to Jason. Tough one. Kishinu, really good player. No shame losing to him. Also, he did leave that side of the ball, which is surprising on the push out. I don't know if you can leave him that side of it.
Yeah, it's not an open table though. A little messy in the middle. This is a difficult kick for Brady, and a mistake here would be magnified.
I might contemplate the jump because I'm less likely to open up the balls.
Yeah, with the cue ball near the cushion too, easier to elevate, Ben, but...
Because I think with this kick, you're more likely to open this cluster up, and you probably want to leave it the way it is for some insurance, although they kind of pick out of there one at a time. They do open up. We'll see what he does here. The kick safe is not easy. Oh, big moments here in first round. He nearly kicks the ball in the side. How did he do that? He cut it so much he almost made it. And that's a pretty good result. He'll take that. He's left a real tester for Stan here to roll this ball in.
But he's kind of got to take it on.
Yeah, you can't shy away.
Yeah, this sort of situation, you don't want to go in the back door. You want to put your shoulder to it. Stan's got a chance.
And I saw Mora. Yeah, you see Mora there? He's strutting like he's got shape, so worrying for Randy.
You know, it's funny, when you win a tournament, so often you can go back and look at a match that you could have lost. You survive the scare, and you never look back.
I think Fedor Gorst would remember from his win last year. There were, I think, 3 matches where he was hill and just could have easily been out the door before the single elimination stage. And he lost his opening match, came back through. He wins $250,000. Yeah, and even the final, hill, and, you know, one missed safety away from losing that match too, right?
What a shot from Brady there.
How good is that under the pressure?
Maybe the best shot he's played in the match.
I think it was the best shot. That might be one of the best shots we've seen of the tournament so far. To pot the 1 was very difficult at high speed, but to pick the cue ball off 2 rails between the 5-2 was exceptional. The 7-2 over there. And like I said, I think these balls open up. Like once you shoot the 4, the 5 will clear.
No, this is his chance.
They all go, but there's some movement here, like the 6 to the 7 to the 8. He's got to move the cue ball quite a bit, which can be good for him in some ways. Is he won't let up on the stroke as much. You can kind of let the stroke out a little more when you're moving the cue ball lots.
He was up off the cue a little quick there. Just a little edgy.
Yeah, it looked a little nervy, that shot. But he got the job done. He's got it where he needs it. He wants angle on the 6. You can see him trying to hold the cue ball up.
Yeah, I'd like a little more.
Yeah, definitely. He might have to go forward here with the cue ball. Or power stun it, which brings in the miss a little bit. Oh, that's okay. He did well there. That's perfect. This is exactly where he needs to be. One more good shot away. Oh, he looked a little nervy on that one too, and he overran the cue ball by a foot. Oh no. He was willing it to go further, like he played 2-rail position there, but I don't think.
No, he was playing for the 8 to the top right. He just thumped that a little harder than he wanted to instead of stroking it.
He twitched hard on that one. Could see him really throw his shoulder into it.
He's still in the driver's seat because he can play a good safety here. He's nice and close to the 8, but
super thin. He might even get behind the 9, but he's definitely going to contain the 8. And look at this, he is behind the 9. What a beautiful shot. What a super touch that is to get behind the 9.
Yeah, the crowd, a knowledgeable crowd here at the Leather Pocket, applauding that effort because he took his medicine.
You know what they just applauded was Mora winning that match, I think. Unless he made a mistake at the end and Randy won, but I don't think so.
No, I think you're right. I think that was applause for John Moore over there.
But they should have applauded this too, because, I mean, I applauded that.
We applauded it, man. That's what counts.
Well, between this shot with the rest to get behind the 9 and the shot he made on the 1 ball, those are 2 of the best shots of the match, I think. Nice recovery there. Stan going for the jump cue or trying to calculate the kick from off screen? I think he's going in behind this ball.
It doesn't look like he can get through to it. I mean, he's had 2 or 3 looks at it, but if he's trying to knock this in, he may be trying to spin this off the top cushion and flick the 8.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think he can get behind the 8 to kick it back to, like, down towards the 9. Is it possible he can see the edge of this? That's, I think, what he's looking at.
That's his third look, and I'll tell you what. Think long, think wrong.
Oh, that's my motto, yeah. I try to never think long. But I get caught shooting quick sometimes, too. Now we got another finisher over there, Jonathan De La Cruz. Congratulations, 9th through 16th. Good showing from the hometown boy. Puts in a lot of work. Nice to see. Pays off sometimes. And another hometown player, Albert Augustin, going to get a check too. some cash. No checks here. 9th through 16th for him as well. Okay, looks like he's made up his mind. Lots of left spin no matter what he's doing here, I think. He could just get behind it. It's not going to work out.
And no, it's not. No, it's not. And Brady might survive the scare.
This has been such a good match as far as the score line, but the quality has been lacking for both these guys. They're going to have to back to the drawing board, try to figure it out. But like we mentioned, surviving's just a big thing in this game. Just finding a way. He played a really good safety there. Oh, he's coming up short here. He's going to have to shoot the 9 in the side. You know he was playing the corner. Much more difficult from here. He still put him as a big favorite to make this one, right? He squeezes it in
He
there.
can breathe a sigh of relief. Brady Gollin, the scares provided and survived. He's home and dry, 9-8 a win. But, geez, what a match that was, Ben. And I guess he's looking at Stephen Holm now, and he knows he's going to have to find another gear if he's going to challenge Stephen.
He better go figure out his break, I think. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sitting in, Jim. Always a pleasure. And we'll be back in only a few short minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, 15 at most, for the next match. So don't go far, everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Yep. Thanks, Ben.